Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? So welcome to a little bit of a late night post-game reactions. Obviously, the Phillies coming into tonight, or I should say last night, I should say, well, regardless how you want to look at it, coming into Arizona for game 2 of the series, winning by the final score of 15-3. But before we get into everything we're going to be talking about in just a moment, if you guys are new, make sure you hit that like button, definitely hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out all the social media down below, and also check out the Hardcore Sports Network. Hardcore and the All-Star Sports Network. Make sure you give a sub over there as well. Links are in the description. That being said, let's kind of hop right into it. Obviously, title of the thumbnail, do not lie. Phillies, let's really, in other ways, played pissed off, for lack of a better term. Obviously, demolishing the Arizona Diamondbacks 15-3. And honestly, I think this is a really good bounce back after let's be real, a nail biter in game 1. A lot of things kind of stood out. Obviously, Schwarber, you know how he is in the month of June. Speaking of a Diamondbacks fan, yeah, Zach Davies ain't shit. Why do you think that he hasn't really done well in most of his major league career? But I think overall, to be honest, I think this was a statement win for the Phillies, because let's be real, we always have issues playing I would say beating the Arizona Diamondbacks, and there's a lot of things. Yeah, I mean, Zach Davies, the dude, as TRL puts it, it definitely is a bum for sure, but the dude's also a BP pitcher too. His stuff is, how should we say, not great. The fact that, let's be real, dude tops at 89, 90 miles an hour, that stuff doesn't fly anymore. Not in this day and age of baseball, where people are throwing to the upper 90s, almost close to triple digits, that kind of thing. Now, I'm not saying, but I will say, the Diamondbacks do need to, I would say not a final replacement immediately, but consider finding his replacement. No, you got Merrill Kelly on the mound tomorrow, same with Ranger Suarez. which is a pivotal game 3 because obviously, this other way because it is yes, I get it's a 4-game set coming in with the Arizona Diamondbacks, knowing we don't play well at Chase Field for God knows what reason, which is, oh God, to be honest, not great. I mean, think about it. I mean, yeah, well, that is true. I'll give the Rangers. No, I will say I will give the Arizona Diamondbacks their due. Now, the one thing I will say about the Diamondbacks is, are they legit? Yeah, one can make the argument, but I want to see more. Let's say if they win the division, yeah, that tells me a lot. But right now, there's, I would say, issues. Yeah, they've been a surprise. I would say the Diamondbacks are not a surprise. It just, what I'm looking for right now. I do think they're always been a talented team. It just had to take the pushing of the right buttons. That's not going on to say, yeah. I mean, look, Corbin Carroll has been a very nice, a solid stud. Definitely, let's be a unanimous rookie of the year. If you're going to tell me otherwise, you ain't changing my mind. Christian Walker is still a solid piece. I think that let's be real. Gurriel, he will have his stretches here and there. To be honest, Carson Kelly, not too highly on him. He's always the. Oh, hey, I'm not discrediting you on that, Arku. I will say I'm not discrediting on you. Yeah, that is true. It changed for a lot of teams. Teams that made the postseason or or had a bit of a slow start, now finally catching up to the rest. But yeah, and that is a good point too. Christian Walker and Corbin Carroll, the ones showed up. Speaking of which, check out the box score. In terms of who had the multiple hits, I mean, Pavin Smith, he's not great, for a lack of a better term. Gurriel, he's not great. I mean, yeah, Christian Walker with 4 hits, Carroll with 1. Honestly, if you tell me who showed up the most, it was definitely Christian Walker. In terms of the offense, went 4 for 4 with an RBI, but that's pretty much about it. Zach Davies, I don't know why he's still even with. First of all, a guy like him could be on like a garbage team like the Oakland A's, the Kansas City Royals. Who else am I missing here? What's been terrible? That's regardless. Yeah, I've noticed that he hasn't really been himself, and I'll give him his due. Try to play through an injury, but it's kind of really, yeah, not like it was like, yeah. And that goes back to what TRL pointed out. Like, we're not playing our division almost 30 times a year, which is, let's be real, which is phenomenal. Originally, I hated the idea of a balanced schedule, but then again, the fact you play your division less often, which is, let's be real, it's kind of annoying, but those games really do matter. What's going on, Butterfly? What's going on? But yeah, I mean, think about it. In terms of the doubles that the Diamondbacks had for most of this game, you had Rojas with his 13th of the year. Christian Walker had 2 per double with 1. McCarthy had a triple. Carroll the only one with the homer and stuff like that. But I think overall, I mean, look at the pitching. Zach Davies went only 3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and gave up a homer, and obviously finished tonight with a 5.46 ERA. Ruiz, 2 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, a strikeout, and also gives up a homer, and that was to Bryson Stott, now up to a 5.52 ERA. Man Supply, very nice, reliable arm out of the bullpen for the Diamondbacks, even though let's got hit around a little bit too. 6 hits, 4 runs, and a strikeout to go to a tune of a 5.06. And unfortunately, it was bad enough that we put the beating down on the Diamondbacks, and we had to make Josh Rojas pitch. And well, I'm not going to really go over that. But like I said, tomorrow's game really does, I would say, is a pivotal game 3, especially in a 4-game set where, oh, shit, what's good?
Yo.
I wasn't expecting you coming in.
Yeah, I went on the streamer and I saw you were on, so yep.
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, Christian Walker's the only one that came pretty much showed up offensively.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I'm not hating Corbin Carroll, but just 1 for 3. I expect more out of him.
Yeah.
Pavin Smith, I mean, how much longer are you going to keep up with him? Because he's been very inconsistent.
Our manager loves him for some reason. Basically, he I don't know why he always leads off every game. He's not like, every time he doesn't lead off, we bat way better. Like he's the kind of guy that gets RBIs. He's not the guy that and sacrifice flies. He's not the guy that gets home runs and all that extra stuff. Like I just don't get that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And Carson Kelly, you got to cut your losses with him. How long has it been there? You're trying to get this guy to get his back to come around. Like, how long? It's been a few years now with him.
It's his second game back. He came back from that wrist injury. So
damn.
He was playing for our AAA team for a while this year because he was injured. So it's the first game against the Phillies was his first game back. So yeah, I'm not gonna yet. So it's his first time playing this year. So.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, outside of I've always said, what I want to see from the Diamondbacks, because I mean, look, the record speaks for itself. Yeah, I mean, sure, they look good on paper, but for me, the biggest test is if you can win the division and flip that script. That's what I'm looking for out of a team like the Diamondbacks, because this team, let's be real, this team has been, I mean, don't get me wrong, has been talented the last few years on paper, but just it's the execution is where my issue lies with this team. It's always been the execution.
Yeah. I mean, this year we were supposed to be, I mean, at least in my opinion, we were supposed to be rebuilding for one more year. But obviously, like I said, the schedule format made it a lot easier. We're playing a bunch of bad teams now in the AL. So, I mean, I guess that kind of changed us a lot. We're not playing the Dodgers and Padres 30, 40 times a year now. Yeah,
because for me, I actually was a little bit of opposed on the balanced schedule, but knowing that the fact, facing your division rival almost like I said, almost 30 times a year is it gets boring after a while. It's just like something needs to change, and I think, for whatever reason, we have our heart. You guys always had our number for the last few years. Same with the Texas. Well, Texas Rangers had our number for the last 6 years, 7 years, actually 9 years and counting.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, we just cannot beat you or the Texas Rangers for whatever reason.
Well, with the Rangers, we always split with them. We split with them this year again too. I don't get that, but
hey, shit, we got swept by them badly earlier in the year.
Yeah, even though, I mean, for us, we only play them in a 2-game series every year. So I mean, but still,
yeah. Well, I mean, so tomorrow we got Suarez and Merrill Kelly. Even though I've always never hated Merrill Kelly, but I thought he could be a lot better than what he's giving there. Because there were times where he hasn't really shown. Was he number 3 in your rotation? Number 2 in the rotation?
Number 2.
Number 2?
Yeah. It's Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Brandon, or no, they sent him back down. Who pitched in game 1? I forgot.
What, of this series?
Yeah, I forgot. Who was it?
I can double check that actually, because it was. Let me see. That was yesterday.
I forgot who it was.
Oh, Jesus Christ! That's going to draw me a blank. What's
Tommy Henry?
Tommy Henry.
Yeah.
Even though we did hit him around a little bit, this time around.
Yeah, we were down 5-1 at one point, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and our bullpen and guys like Dylan Covey, well, let's really hate the fucking dude, and screw it up for us.
And then our bullpen almost fucked it up.
That's what seems like your biggest issue is your damn bullpen.
Yeah,
Look,
I like
Miguel Castro, solid arm. You got some solid arms in there. Just
he's good. I just don't know why he pitches in the ninth inning every game. I just don't get that. He's not a good ninth inning pitcher. He's not good at closing out games.
And that's the thing with us, because we do closer by committee. That's the thing I think a lot of teams some teams are doing, because it's kind of hard to trust one guy to close it out, even though right now our team leader in saves is Kimbrel, which is crazy to say. But yeah. But we really didn't have to really use much. Outside of Wheeler and Ortiz, that's pretty much about it in terms of our pitching.
Yeah. So I didn't see the entire game. So how long was Davies pitching?
He only went 3 innings.
3 innings. Yeah, makes sense. And then we had Ruiz.
So he went 3 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, but 4 of them were earned. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts to 1 homer with now up to a 5.46 ERA. Ruiz could be better in terms of his numbers. Yeah. Only went 2, giving up 1 run, scattered on 3 hits with a 5.52 ERA with 1 punch out and 2 walks. And Man Supply, another guy that's I think that's Mr. Nice, reliable arm out of the pen. Even though
today it was his first game back.
First game back, so can't fault him for that.
Yeah, I can't fault him.
And well,
before that he had like a 2.30 ERA. I'm not.
Yeah,
just got to wait for him to get back to healthy mode.
And unfortunately, Rojas. Well, sorry.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah, that's
back down to play, for fuck's sake. He got ejected in game 1 too.
Yeah,
I was like, bro, what are you? Gosh,
I'm surprised even Jeff Bannister still in terms of coaching is still in the league, which is crazy.
Yeah,
but overall, I think it's time for you to find Davies' replacement in this rotation, because the dude stinks.
I'd focus on our bullpen before anything else.
Yeah, bullpen too.
You
need some replacements in the bullpen. That's for sure.
I would fix that. At least in the starting rotation, you can rely on Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly occasionally. But when it comes to our bullpen, you got.
I would say mostly Zach Gallen, because he's always been Mr. Consistent the last few years. Merrill Kelly,
occasionally,
like you said, occasionally. But the dude, then again, can't be worse than Jordan Lyles, who. Westbrook can't win a game to save his fucking life. Right now, tonight with now 0-11 as a starting pitcher.
Yeah, so
it's crazy. Look, don't get me wrong. Chase Field's a really nice looking ballpark, but jeez,
yeah,
it's I don't know. We just seem to not really play well over there. We just have never played well.
Do you guys is it like a struggle in indoor stadiums?
I don't know. I really never understood. We struggle against your team, and for some reason, when we go to Chase Field, we don't really play well. We will take a game or two. Well, that's pretty much about it.
Normally in Philly, it's like that for us, but we won the series in Philly, so
yeah, which is a shocker, because usually we kind of beat. Usually it's kind of the opposite.
Yeah,
we always beat your ass in Philly, but when we come to your ballpark, it ain't doing nothing for us.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you look overall, 15 runs on 20 hits. We had 2 homers, 33 total bases to 4 stolen bases. Yeah, we did lift a little bit more men on base than you by 3. You only managed 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 homer, 17 total bases, 5 left on base, and goes in and go along with 1 error.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Oh, Ketel Marte didn't play.
Yeah, so I think he might.
It was his rest day. Yeah, well deserved. Yeah. Well deserved, by the way. Jesus, dude's been carrying.
I'm surprised you guys haven't moved on from him yet. That's the shocking part.
No, we recently extended him. So
I know you guys gave him an extension, but prior to that, before that extension was even signed, I've been hearing a lot of trade rumors. the Diamondbacks could have shipped him out to a contender that could use the services. But I mean,
last year it was mostly Christian Walker who we were supposed to get rid of. I mean, they got rid of.
I mean, it's a possibility. I don't think you're really going to move on from him because he's been, pretty much the anchor in that lineup. But then again, in terms of the trade deadline, no one's really safe from the trade deadline. So,
I mean, yeah, they just got rid of Peralta last year. That's pretty much all.
Peralta was just too inconsistent from what I remember.
Yeah,
just hasn't really.
And now he's rotting in LA now, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, Pavin Smith, dude. Carroll, yeah, definitely for me is my unanimous rookie of the year. I don't care if anybody changes my mind. The numbers speak for itself. The dude has really shown
that people said we paid him too early. That shit was worth
it. To be honest, not really, because I think what is last year of his rookie deal, or do you think he had another year left?
It was he had another year left.
I figured because I mean, if you want to go in the right direction, you have to build around a guy like Corbin Carroll. Rivera, I mean, even though I'm kind of impressed with Rivera, even though today not great, but he's been an interesting piece.
He's had I think 25 hits in the last 15 games, so he hasn't been doing that bad.
I mean, 348 average to go along with that with an 833 OPS.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can you say? McCarthy, that's another guy. I think
he'll have one good game and then he'll disappear for the next
like yesterday. I mean, he had a career game against us, and today went 1 for 4.
Yeah, he'll have one good game and he'll disappear for the next 5 games or something like that.
To be honest, why not throw Corbin Carroll out in center to see if that really works? I mean,
I think when Gurriel was out, we threw him at left field, and he didn't do that bad. But I think
today, boy, Todd will not paying attention because the dude, because he thought it was 2 outs, but JT caught him lacking. It's I was like, oh,
JT's been murdering us. Jeez.
Hey, trust me, we've been getting on his ass for the last few years for offering to a
he hit the cycle and they still lost the other game. That was
I'm still upset about that. And that's why I think today we took our frustration out tonight on you. Oh boy.
I mean, our bullpen was basically trying to give you guys that game in game 1.
Yeah, we pretty much taxed your bullpen from yesterday.
Yeah,
I mean, shit, with the leadoff homer for Schwarber, his 18th, even though, let's be real, the stuff that Davies has, they ain't gonna work in this modern age of baseball.
I saw, like I said, I didn't watch all of it. I checked the first inning and it was already 3-0, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, trust me, I've been seeing your Twitter going on too.
And then I saw who was pitching, and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, no figure."
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. But so how's your division looking like?
Well, we just saw the Mets lose game 1 of the Subway Series. The rest of the division's looking like. Let me check on that. Because
that Nationals are peasants, I already know.
Well, who cares about the Nationals? They pretty much sold their soul for a damn championship.
Despite Jazz Chisholm getting hurt, Miami is still turning shit up.
Mm-hmm.
I know they lost.
And there's talks that they're trying to improve at the catcher position. Well, should have thought of that before you traded JT away to us.
Yep.
So yeah,
we could have kept Jazz Chisholm, but
I forgot about you had Jazz Chisholm, and you also had Dansby Swanson too.
I mean, yeah, we had Dansby Swanson.
Max
Scherzer.
I forgot. Sometimes I tend to forget he actually pitched for the Diamondbacks. That's just. Because when I think of Max Scherzer, I'm thinking Detroit most of the time.
Yeah, and I mean, granted, in the Jazz Chisholm trade, we got Zach Gallen, but I mean, still.
So right now, I mean, Mets lost 2 in a row, Miami's lost 2 in a row. So did Atlanta, and what? Well, we know where Washington stands.
So you guys are third.
We're third in the division, but we're 7.5 out of the division in terms of the wild card. We are 2 games out of the wild card because right now it's the Dodgers, Miami, and San Francisco.
Yep.
And honestly, honestly, the one team I still can't buy into, and I will never buy into, is the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm sorry. That's
Whoever wins that division is going to get annihilated.
the fact that think of this too. How the fuck do you get swept by the Oakland A's?
I mean, didn't they sweep Atlanta?
I
The A's? I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah, I think the A's did sweep the Atlanta.
So I mean, I don't know.
And the fact they had tonight they had over 27,000 people in a reverse boycott.
Yeah, that's. Oh my god.
That's I mean, granted, they do need to sell the team though.
Hey, Steve G, at least you got the Nuggets. I mean, shit.
I mean, shit. Yeah, what?
Yo, they got the Broncos who got Sean Payton. They got the Nuggets who just won. They got the Avalanche who recently won. They're just waiting on the fucking Rockies.
I mean, they got a winning lacrosse team, but then again, no one really cares about lacrosse. That's right. A's, yeah, that's right. A's took 2 out of 3 out of Atlanta, and let's be real, Atlanta's Twitter's been it's been funny for some Braves content creators. Yeah, it's so it's gonna be interesting. We'll see because, like I said, I've always said, in terms of a 4-game set, is usually game 3 is always pivotal. It depends. It will determine like who wins the series because we resplit one 4-game set, and that was against Atlanta. And let's be real, we couldn't win.
We should have beat Atlanta in that series. That was ridiculous. We were tied with them. It was a 3-game series. We were tied with them in the last game, and then Miguel Castro in the 9th inning gives up a grand slam. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, then again, you really can't. It sucks to be a Mets fan, so I really can't say that much. Because it's obviously, look at the Mets. I mean, it's obviously that it looks like Justin Verlander ain't. That contract's looking really terrible. Max Scherzer, I don't know where the fuck he's been.
Yeah,
it's oh boy. Lindor's been kind of overrated.
Angels fan. They give us Mike Trout. We'll give you Jake McCarthy.
I don't think the Angels would do that.
Yeah,
you need to get it. You need it. Well, it's basically you want Mike Trout, you're gonna have to give most of the farm. If I was gonna do that,
yeah, pretty much.
Because I mean, shit, we need to add some pieces as well because I'm tired of having bullpen games every freaking 5th day, which pisses me off because that's sometimes it's always our scheduled loss day. In terms of our 5th starters, which has always been our weakest point.
Yeah, like assuming we get to the playoffs and keep up with our division, I'm really going to be looking to see how we do in the playoffs because this team is hella inexperienced.
Yeah, because you guys haven't really been in the playoffs since it's been
2017.
Oh God! Oh, that's right. When we still had Archie Bradley with the triple, if I remember correctly.
Yep. Basically, after that year, that's when our GM said, "Screw this team. We're going to rebuild," and they traded Paul Goldschmidt and all that extra shit.
Yeah, and Paul Goldschmidt kind of really went off since leaving Arizona.
Yeah.
Who else did you get rid of too? Besides,
they got rid of Eduardo Escobar.
Even though I will have to say he is washed at this point. I think the dude just does not have it anymore.
They got rid of Zach Greinke.
Oh, well, I forgot about Greinke actually pitched for the Diamondbacks. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, they got rid of Robbie Ray.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they got rid of a lot of guys after that year.
Yeah, and I think Robbie Ray was a Cy Young. I think Greinke's been hot and cold because he isn't really the same guy as he used to be. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
And not to mention, like I say, you got rid of a guy like Jazz Chisholm, and let's see how that really worked out for Miami.
Yeah, it's not as bad. Granted, like I said, we got Zach Gallen in that trade, so it's not as bad as
that is. Yeah,
it's not as bad as when we got rid of Dansby Swanson for basically.
But I mean, I've always been to be honest, I've been a supporter of Zach Gallen because he's a South Jersey native after all. Comes from Bishop Eustace, which makes me happy because I actually live out in South Jersey, so which makes me happy for the dude. The dude, because me and the dude, it's just at some point it's got to be and should be always top 5 or at least top 3 in Cy Young for the years to come. But
Yeah.
Would be nice to see him get one. And to be quite honest, I do want to see the Diamondbacks bring back, because let's be real, I want to see at least see you guys bust out the throwbacks every so often, because let's be real, that's one of the best uniforms you guys got in your franchise history.
Yeah. I freaking miss those jerseys.
Because I mean, shit, I remember Kurt Schilling, even though it was in the latter half of his career. Randy Johnson actually had his best years, if I remember correctly.
Luis Gonzalez, Mark Grace, Tony Wall.
That team was interesting. It had a mix and match of a lot of. Luis Gonzalez wasn't great from what I remember, but for some reason it had an automatic clutch gene in that game winner against the Yankees. Like, really?
I mean, okay, people talk about that hit, but to this day, people don't give credit to Tony Womack's hit prior to that.
I forgot. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. I forgot about Tony Womack.
Yeah, prior to that. I mean, we were still down by 1. It was 1 strike away from the second out, and he just hit a RBI double. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, it's, and that's the thing, too. Like, for me, it did. Because for me, I think this team it is legit for sure, but I want to see more from this team. Like you said, it depends on how they do in the playoffs. If they do well, I think this team can be a World Series contender for the next 5-10 years, depending on if you continue to have bring in guys that are meaningful.
Yeah, like I mean, I want to see more too. We're only almost 70 games in.
I think so.
So yeah, we're in the month of June, and yes, we have the best record in the NL right now. But because
at times we've seen that best record may not mean as much. I mean, look at last year. You had the Braves and the Mets, probably with the two best records. Unfortunately, the Mets, they couldn't handle the pressure and they cracked.
For losing to the fucking Padres. Never forgive them for that.
I laughed at him, but
I know you did.
But we took care of the Padres.
At least you beat the shit out of Atlanta. I bet you enjoyed that one.
Even though it's funny enough, I actually me and Tar talked about this. I actually had us losing in 5 games to Atlanta, which is great.
Mean, no one's thought you guys were going to win that. So.
Neither did I. Tyler had us actually losing in St. Louis, but we swept the Cardinals and we won in 5 games against Atlanta. And it's like, what the hell is going on?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like this shit's not real, because we have not seen a World Series appearance since 2009, haven't won and all since 2008.
Yeah,
obviously have not made the postseason in the Let's Bro since 2011, 2012. It's been a long fucking time for this franchise.
That year I was expecting Atlanta and the Dodgers in the NLCS, and they both lost before the NLCS.
Because actually I was talking to, and Blake actually told me about this too, because I told him, dude, I asked him, what the hell was going on? You throw in Spencer Strider, who was coming off an oblique injury and obviously did not have the stuff he's, when he's fully healthy. And, he shrugged his shoulders and said, yeah, I mean, it was a stupid decision. And we pretty much batted it around, off of that. And granted, we took a flyer on guys that, other teams gave up on, Sosa, even though, not greatest, but when you really need to play him every so often for an off day, yeah, sure, it's not bad. I mean, a guy like Brandon Marsh has really kind of turned the corner since coming from the Angels. I mean,
yeah,
it's honestly, I mean, to be honest, I think some franchises are lucky that some of their players are actually when they perform well, they perform well. Because over here, when Nola somehow throws up a stinker, or a few stinkers every now and again, trust me, we want this dude out of town. I'm not kidding.
I'm glad the Dodgers are dealing with his shit now.
Wait, who?
Syndergaard.
Well, unfortunately, oh boy, thank God we don't. Thank God we let his ass walk. He was only a rental, so.
Gosh.
I mean, the only time you ever really pitched well was when you use him out of the bullpen. That's pretty much about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the dude hasn't really been the same since 2015, 2016.
The Mets, yeah.
And just doesn't have it. Now, I mean, that's not to say, but can he still be effective? Yeah, sure, with the stuff he's got. Then again, it's kind of crazy. Now you look at his former teammate trying to make his way back to the major leagues, and Daniel Murphy of all fucking people, for a dude that retired 2 years ago. It's just like, dude. Even though, let's be real, did cost, I will have to say, cost the Mets the World Series in one game.
Mm-hmm.
I got some Houston fans. Hey, like I said, do a little bit of a late night because, I mean, well,
Houston.
my boy over here is, well, pain. It's for the Lord.
15. That's the biggest ass whooping we've taken all year.
Hey, shit. We lost. Trust me. You thought that was bad shit. We lost fucking what? Shoot, let me check. I'm going to check our schedule because this is not the first.
I mean, we won 6 in a row prior to this loss. So, I mean, it's not like
it's like, yeah.
Doing shit before that.
But, I mean, when we first opened up the season, we lost 16-3 to the Texas Rangers. We lost first two games against the Texas Rangers by 4 in the first game, by 13 in game 2 of the series. So I know what it's like to get your ass whooped by a score like this.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, like, I'm speaking of tomorrow. Like, Merrill Kelly's coming off a decent but somewhat shit game in his last outing. So I think he did, 5 earned runs in his last game. So I mean, who did he pitch in his last start? Detroit. I think it was like 4 or 5 earned runs, I think. And to be honest, Zach Gallen, the last 2 games, he hasn't really been that good either. So, I mean, it's kind of a slump right now. Yeah. Then again, he did play Atlanta. So, I mean, and Atlanta freaking tortured us. Man, Lorenz, I mean, shit. Michael Lorenz is kind of washed as well. I mean, Merrill Kelly, he went 6 in the third, gave up scattered 7 hits, 3 runs, 5 Ks. 3 runs. I mean, Jameson. Honestly, at some point, I think you should guys consider Trey Jameson, try to transition him into a starter because I really do like that kid's stuff. It's sad that he's probably our best bullpen pitcher so far. That's tough. That is really tough to see. It's mostly between him and Andrew Chafin, but Chafin's been pretty solid, but it hasn't really been what Look, yeah, maybe on the older side, but I mean, I'll give him that. But outside of that. Yeah, that is sad because trust me, I know what that's like when you have that one dude that's super solid in the bullpen, but the rest of the supporting cast back there is not great because shit, we had to deal with that shit the last few years, and well, it take to get trade for Alvarado, get a guy like Gregor Soto, who I mean, look, you've looked at the ERA, not great, but he's been pretty solid. Cody Clemens, for whatever reason, seemed to turn the corner again. Turn a corner with this team since coming from Detroit, and well, it's been pretty solid from at first base because now we got options. We got to do because we got Pache coming back from his knee injury. Derek Hall's coming back or on a rehab assignment, coming off a thumb surgery. I think we might be moving him at the deadline, maybe. So I mean, we got decisions we have to make. Come the deadline because. I want to win the division because we have not done that in quite a while. Because I'm tired of I hate being a wild card team. I don't even think in 2017 we didn't win the division. Fuck, we were a wild card team and we got swept. I think so. The NLDS, yeah. When was the last time we won the division? Jeez. Let me Google that. Probably a Randy Johnson year. Yeah, because we really have been through hell since then. Yeah. That's why that's why I'm just enjoying this year for right now, because they're actually showing promise right now. But every time we've seen a team that shows promise, sometimes it ends badly. Yeah, but something tells me like this group that we have is for the future. I mean, oh yeah. Our farm system is really one of the best in the MLB. So you made this playoff 6 times in your franchise, has one championship to show for it. I mean, young franchise. So
Yeah. Was
like 20
it?
year or 25th year or whatever.
Damn, it's been that long. Good Lord, I'm
Yeah,
almost. God, that's.
97 or 98, I
Oh
think.
God, I'm old as your freaking franchise. Holy shit. That's tough.
Yeah.
The last time you guys made those playoffs was last year. You guys actually won a playoff series against the Rockies in the wild card round in 17.
Yeah, but Rockies.
But you did lose to the Dodgers in the divisional round.
Yeah, we got swept. I remember that.
That is.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yep, Yankees got more titles than we do active years. That's some shit.
Even though most of those titles, most of us weren't not alive for that.
Yeah.
It's a different era in baseball. So you guys. So in terms of the regular season, do you finish actually won the division in 1999? You went 162. Obviously, lost 3-1 to the Mets, and that was a Randy Johnson Cy Young Award type of season in 1999. 2001, obviously your World Series year, went 92-70. 2002, you repeated and won the division 98 with a 98-64 record. Obviously, got swept by the Cardinals. Another Randy Johnson Cy Young Award year.
Yeah.
2007. You had Bob Melvin as your manager of the year that year in 07.
Yep.
I forgot about that. Swept the Cubs and got swept by the Rockies.
Yep. And that was the year they lost.
And 2011, Kirk. Wow, forgot about Kirk Gibson.
Yep.
I forgot about him. Lost 3-2 to the Brewers. Went 94-68 in 2011.
So
Since then, so you won the division 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in your franchise history.
2011 was the last time?
Yep.
Jeez.
It's been because since then, I mean, scattered that 03, you finished third. 04, it was a fifth place finish. 05 was second. 06 was you finished fourth place. 2008, second, which is our World Series year. 09 was a fifth place finish. 2010, fifth place finish. 2012, third. 13, second place finish. Again, surprisingly, in 2012 and 2013, you both went 81 and 81 consistently. 2014, you went 64. Technically, that was in the Kirk Gibson years.
Yep.
2014, you went finished fifth place, 64 and 98. 2015, third place finish. 79 and 83. My bad. 2016, fourth place, 69 and 93. 2017, second place finish. 2018, third. 2019, second. 2020, fifth, even though I still don't count that.
Yeah, COVID. Yeah.
2021, fifth, and 2022, fourth.
Yeah.
So overall, as a franchise, you have 1,914 wins to 2,034 losses. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah. So to win the division this year, that it just it would feel great. But
your best years were in the 1990s in terms of your records by decade.
We're still 3 games ahead of the Dodgers right now,
and the Dodgers did just. Let's bring up.
The Giants are really ahead of the freaking Padres. I love it.
Well, they just lost a couple of the players. Mitch Haniger with a broken forearm and JD Davis with an ankle sprain.
Yeah, but I love how the Padres have all that payroll and that super team, and they can't do jack shit with it.
Mm-hmm.
They got Fernando Tatis back, and they're not doing anything.
Yeah, which is...
Jeez. That's funny.
Yeah. It's kind of the same aspect that we gave you, just like the Golden Knights gave the Carolina Panther or the Panthers, the Florida Panthers.
Yeah. God, that was bad.
I
didn't think, like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if we lost, but I didn't think we were going to get swept. Like that was, jeez.
And Oakland winning 7 in a row. Who would have thought that would have been fucking possible? Because that's our next series after y'all. We have to travel out west to Oakland to play.
They beat Tampa again.
They won that 7 straight again. I'm not kidding. What,
bro? Yo, they're about to have fans in their stadium again.
They brought in over 27,000 during this game against the Tampa Bay. Speaking of that, they won 2-1 again. Trevor, yeah, so they got to. So they won 4-3 in game 1, 2-1 in game 2.
Wow.
They had Hogan Harris actually get the win.
I'm glad that we played Oakland already when they were dog shit.
Yeah. And Arku, your guess is as good as mine. Like, this is like, you think this. So right now the schedule starts right now is Tyler Glasnow against Medina.
They got the longest win streak in the MLB right now.
That's tough. That's honestly that's kind of
us. Would have been us, but Phillies just wanted this.
Hey, we were pissed off that JT got the cycle and we lost it.
Yeah, I mean, I would be too. Jeez.
I mean, how about look at Baltimore? They won 5 straight.
Baltimore.
I think Baltimore may, if keep this up, I think they may take first place in the AL East.
I mean, again, that's another inexperienced team as well. So we got to see how they do if they make the.
Well, sucks to be a Kansas City Royals fan. Good God.
So they got the worst record now?
18-49. Oakland is just a win and a loss above them.
Yep.
And they're 7-3 in the last 10 games on a 7-game win streak.
That is crazy.
Colorado's won 3 straight. Well, like I said, who cares?
They beat the Padres twice, so I'll take that.
Actually, the Padres beat them twice, actually, if I remember correctly.
One time, I think, or whatever, something like that.
Man, who would have thought St. Louis would actually be god awful this year?
Certainly not me.
Neither did I. I never had that on my bingo card. Yeah, that is surprising. But then again, they're going to get a reality check really quick. That ain't going to last long.
Yeah, probably.
The Mariners, they won 2 straight. I'll give them that. Right now, they're even 500. The fact that Houston's second place is beyond me.
Another team I didn't think was going to be trash this year, the Mariners.
I want to say they're trash, but I think they kind of took a step back in some spot.
I thought they were going to do better than what they're doing right now.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Right now, in terms of the best record, in terms of that division, if that belongs to the Texas Rangers.
I mean, yeah, another team that schedule format changed for.
Well, then again, now obviously dealing with Nathan Eovaldi's like he took like, I don't know what the hell was going on with him. Took another step forward. It was shutouts.
And since I watched Corey Seager when he was on the Dodgers, I got to ask RQ, is he still injury prone as fuck? When he was on the Dodgers, he was injured like a motherfucker.
Yeah, he could not stay healthy. I wouldn't say he was injury prone since coming to Texas, but he's been fairly healthy during his time there. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing too. Yeah, I did see. Yeah, that is official. They did pass a deal for Oakland going to Vegas, which is going to be sooner rather than later. The way how everything's kind of going. He's had only 1 hamstring strings during his time with the Texas Rangers.
Oh, okay.
Because I mean, think about it. I mean. I thought Marcus was not going to do well since coming to Texas, but I was seen otherwise. And it's like, the fact that when they signed DeGrom, it's like, do you want to really do that? To be quite honest, if DeGrom decides to pitch again, whatever comes off Tommy John, obviously just transition as a bullpen guy. I don't think he really can. His body can't handle being a starter. Because he hasn't had a healthy season since between 2018 and 2019 and 2015 as well. But between those 3 years, he hasn't really had made 30 plus starts. And that's the one thing I think his body can't handle it, and I say just put him in the bullpen. And obviously
I'll say this about the Rangers. If Corbin Carroll doesn't win Rookie of the Year, I feel like Josh Jung has the best chances besides Corbin Carroll.
I forgot about it. But then again,
But
then again, we've seen guy like a Kyle Lewis who won the Rookie of the Year. Well, let's be honest, the COVID year and completely fell off the last couple of years.
He's our AAA team where he rightfully deserves.
I know, and I think when he coming off that injury as well, and you DFA'd what's his face, Misowich, I think is his name.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, still can't pronounce that name.
You ain't wrong, but it's kind of really tough.
Our pitching's bad as it is, but at least what I'm happy about, no more Madison Bumgarner.
Honestly, shouldn't. Not gonna lie, you guys shouldn't have even brought him in the first place. Let's be real.
A 5-year, $85 million.
That I would, if I wanted to bring him in, at least give him a 2-year because he's been well past his prime for the last few years and has not, not been the same since his. Honestly. Dude,
just an ERA of 10.80 this year in only 5 games. And he during the COVID year, he had even though it was the COVID year, he had an ERA of 7 point something. The guy sucked.
I've always said, the dude should just retire as a San Francisco Giant. It's sad to say. At the end of the day, you had a guy like Buster.
He'll probably still retire with the Giants on a 1-day deal.
Yeah, even though, you got another guy that's at some point needs to maybe call it quits. That's Brandon Crawford. How much time do you have with him? Because, you're going to start to have to look for a shortstop in the future because, let's be real.
We do. Peraldo Perdomo.
No, I'm talking about the Giants.
Oh, the Giants. Oh, yeah, that's right.
I do like Perdomo, though, but I think you could do better over him, in my honest opinion. You know,
it's his first year where he's actually starting on our roster, not starting on the AAA. So
that makes sense.
It's I think he's still pretty young, so we'll see how he develops.
Eriku. Hey, look, hey, Suns. Hey, I can't say anything
on my video, Eriku.
Because for me, I can't say shit. Because my team still stinks.
We're right in the same boat as you guys. So, shit.
Shit.
Both got embarrassed in Game 7. So,
well, technically, I think you guys had I think, let's be real, worst Game 7 losses I think we had. I remember Chris Paul hitting a 3 when you're down by 20 something. It's that was even though
the whole Chris Paul shot meme thing became a meme even after Booker and KD whooped Luka's ass this year. That shit's hilarious.
It really is. And to be quite honest, let's be real, Chris Paul just hanging up as it is. The dude, I'll give him some credit though. He's still a decent player at the point of his career, but you really can't rely on him as the next guy.
I'd be willing to bring him back on a rotation deal, but
does he? And that's the sometimes I see the problem. There's some players that don't want to be part of a rotation.
Yeah,
and that's the thing because that's how. And also, my buddy Boston Sports Report actually put in showed in my Discord actually, and most of our Discords that the CBA next year there are going to be no super teams. So they're gonna limit that. So thank God for that. Because let's be honest.
The only thing I'll say is screw the Sixers for making James Harden potentially come to my team next year.
I don't think he will go to. It's either us or Houston.
Frank Vogel loves his washed up players. So
yeah, that is true. But
it's not that I don't like the hire. I actually think this is a great hiring because he is a defensive-minded coach. So,
let's bring your defense sucked. Everybody hate it. It's plain as day.
Hey, I called it. Suns fans didn't believe me, but I called it when we traded. When we traded Mikal Bridges, we traded away our defense.
Yeah, another guy that, well, you know how it is. But overall though, I still think going back to the Diamondbacks though.
Yeah,
I really do. Actually, where are you guys at in the terms of your draft order? Because I know we're towards the back end of the first round. I know that for a fact. Us and Houston, or the back.
We gotta at least be top 10, top 5.
Because there's a couple.
We were last year in our division, so
Even though I will say that it's kind of bit. I will hate to say it. I'm not going to really be the kind of guy to say it's rigged, but I do think the last few years has been kind of rigged for Pittsburgh. Just saying, you guys are 12th in terms of
12.
Yeah, so it's Pittsburgh at number 1, Washington 2, Detroit 3, Texas 4. Why do I have?
We were bottom 5 last year, and we're 12.
Yeah, well, this is for this year's draft class because for us we're 27.
Jeez,
Seattle's got 2 back-to-back picks, one in the prospect promotion incentive, and also have a competitive balance, which we don't have.
Yeah.
But you guys do have a second round. Shit, we don't even have a second rounder, which is actually you have 2 actually going into the later rounds at Pitt 64 in the competitive balance round B and 48 the second rounder. You got another one, the third. Oh wait, it's what 20 rounds this year? What did they cut it down to 20? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh really? Yeah, I think so.
I would think so. No, wait a minute. It's 5 rounds. I keep forgetting.
Yeah,
because outside of what the 4th round or 3rd, because we don't have our next few draft picks between the 3rd to the 5th rounders, and the compensation picks we don't have. Boston's got 2 back to back at 132 was compensation for Xander Bogaerts with the Padres 4th of their second round and 5th round for signing Bogaerts. Obviously, and 133 was for Nathan Eovaldi.
Overpay.
4th of their 4th rounder for signing Eovaldi. 134 for the Mets from Jacob deGrom. 135 for Bassett. That's compensation. And the Dodgers have 2. 1 for Tyler Anderson. 136, and also Trey Turner, which I still think. I think the Dodgers shortstop kind of stinks.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I do like some of the prospects that are coming out this year. Dylan Cruz, listen, Paul Skeens is fucking nasty.
Yeah.
If I had to see, I haven't really done much of that because it's going to be my first year doing the MLB draft. So at least I know some of these guys. Ricky Bradford Jr., I think that kid's going to be something special. I mean, he's not the kind of guy you would something teams want to have at the top of the order. He'll give you like 1 or 2 home runs, but that's pretty much he's good for. Well, he can pretty much give you stolen bases, contact, just driving the old school way of thinking. Yep. Wyatt Langford, I really don't know much about because I don't watch Florida. Listen, Florida hasn't really been interesting to watch in terms of college baseball because outside of the Pete Alonso years, honestly, I think the one guy that really turned up a buzz from Florida, let's be real, it's been Alex Vallejo.
Yeah.
Could have had a lot of potential, but went to the wrong goddamn team. Honestly, if I'm Pittsburgh, I have to go pitching in the, with their first overall pick. Because when I looked at the draft last year, it's just like a catcher. Why would you need to take a catcher in the first, number 1 overall? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Wow. But then again, though, I mean, their catching hasn't really been great, so ain't that good.
Their fielding in general hasn't been that great.
And the fact that the fact that the Mets lost 2 or 3 from them, it's like, what the fuck?
Mets, they got a big ass payroll and they're not doing anything.
And look at they got an old ass rotation. I mean, 1 and 2, you got guy. First of all, they're paying Max Scherzer, I think, 43 this year? 43 mil?
42, I think.
Almost close to 43.
Yeah.
Justin Verlander, 40 something. It's like, I mean, if he was, I'm sorry, that's just a waste of money for 1 and 2.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, what's right now? What's your guys' biggest need right now in terms of
there's quite a few. I don't really know which one's the biggest need. I definitely rotation, but we can.
You always could trade for that.
Yeah, and then closing pitchers, we can draft that later.
Yeah.
You could make a case for starting pitchers because, yeah, like you said, Zach Gallen's really the only consistent one. But
he's going to need some help.
Yeah, and
well, I would say you got a solid 1 and 2 punch with both Gallen and Kelly, but outside of those two, what the fuck? It's just that's question marks.
Then, let's see, fielding. See, I like Christian Walker at first base, but he is aging, so we'll see.
Yeah, so you're going to have to either get his replacement or try to develop his replacement. Or, I mean, look, you're pretty much set on catcher, and that's Gabriel Moreno. Let's be real, he should be starting more over than Carson Kelly, because let's be real, Carson Kelly, even when he's fully healthy, his bat stinks.
Mm-hmm.
You got a complete pack. Let's be real. To be quite honest, I think you guys won that trade easy. I don't think Dr. Varsha. Dalton Varsha. Oh boy,
I knew right away we won that trade. Dalton Varsha was garbage with us.
It's been inconsistent. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. That's like the dude, decent bat, but just super inconsistent at times.
Yeah. So for the draft, Ketel Marte at second. I'll always like that. Perdomo at shortstop, always good.
So you got second and short covered. You got Rivera at third.
Rivera and occasionally Josh Rojas, which hopefully
I think it should be more Rivera than Rojas, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Send Rojas back down to AAA for all I care.
Or at least move Josh Rojas elsewhere if you guys want to try to go in that direction and try to move away from a guy like Josh Rojas.
Yeah. Corbin Carroll, outfield, perfect. Yeah. Lourdes Gurriel, I don't know if we're going to extend him. Hopefully we do. But
I think he deserves. I mean, it's kind of the season he's having. Rightfully deserves one.
He deserves. But then again, we always let guys go, so we'll see.
Yeah, and sometimes it really bites you in the ass. Sometimes it really doesn't. Mostly, it's for us because we see. Well, obviously, because it's the way our coaching has been the last handful of years. Oh, we just have guys that just turn up and bust anyways, and they think they are good all of a sudden when they play. I mean, look at Mickey Moniak for whatever reason. They have people. Some Phillies fans are kind of slobbering on. I was like, the dude's a fucking bust. We waited 2016. Took this dude out of high school, number 1 overall in 2016. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we passed. Oh, shit. I can tell you, like, the different guys we passed up. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So center field is a replacement for us because McCarthy is buns. So, yeah, center field and third baseman is really our biggest need, I guess, as far as fielding goes. Maybe first base, depending on what we do with Christian Walker, if we keep him or not.
I mean, shit. We missed out on Mark Teixeira. We in 2001, we missed out on Big Tex Mark Teixeira, but instead we took Gavin Floyd, and he turned out to be a fucking bust.
Jeez.
Oh boy, that was terrible. I mean, outside of Nola, who's been, not terrible, but I want this dude to be consistent. It's just his inconsistency is really. Oh, Garrett Cole, another guy we passed up, and we took a shortstop out of high school, Anthony Hewitt. What the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah, it's just we.
Oh wait, we have. I wouldn't say we need a center field. We have one for the future, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen more starting pitching than anything else.
Which we drafted a center field last year, and hopefully
you can throw Corbin Carroll out there in center as well.
Hopefully he stays healthy when he makes his major league debut. And if Drew Jones, yeah, if he plays well at center field, then that'd be good for us.
It's kind of ironic. Like, we missed out on Syndergaard in 2010, but somehow almost 10 plus years later, we somehow had him during our World Series run. It's like, 10 years too late for that. I was like, jeez.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it couldn't. And Trevor Story, we passed up in 2011. We took Larry Green. Never made out of Green. Never made out of A ball, but only played 3 seasons. / 224, 318, 321 with 8 homers, 74 RBIs, and 242 games. Well, let's just say Trevor Story turned out to be the better out of the.
Hey, you guys are a big market team. Go get Ohtani.
I wish, but I don't think we even have the money. If we want.
Wait, you guys are a big market team, aren't you?
We are.
So yeah, I mean, at least you have a chance. My team is small market as hell. That automatically rules us out of getting a
I
star
mean, if you look at 2016, that draft class, you had Moniak went number 1 overall. Nick Senzel, that's kind of look like he's kind of a bit of a bust. Ian Anderson, Riley Pine, Corey Ray. Who the hell did you guys take in 20? I don't think you guys even had. Oh Jesus, Anthony Greer. That's who your first round pick was.
Yeah,
in 2016. Oh God, that. And we passed up. We could have had a guy like Nick Lodolo in those rotation. It's like, what the fuck, man? It's real. It really. Oh geez, second rounder. Yeah, you took a catcher out of York Mills Collegiate Institute, Andrew Yerzy.
Mm-hmm.
And Marsh was also part of that. And those kind of
so many what ifs that we freaking had.
I mean, Pete Alonso was a second rounder. Same with Bo Bichette. Mitch White turned out to be a bust. I don't know where the hell he. John Duplantier. Well, he's kind of with us right now in our minor leagues. But he ain't gonna see it anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Allen was also part of this draft class. He also took a pitcher out of British Columbia, Curtis Taylor, as her fourth rounder.
Terrible.
20s. No, let's say 20. Now, trust me. Don't get me wrong. What? It's funny. Well, we're gonna have to get. As much as I want that to happen, but we need a better number. Well, obviously, we do definitely need to be number 2, and I think center field is pretty much covered. I don't think he's really. Well, I mean, we have Marsh and his backup is Christian Pache, who's actually been surprisingly,
You're gonna have to give up Bryce Harper and Trey Turner to get Mike Trout.
Well, I mean, let's be real. Even when Ohtani was posting from Japan, I was thinking to myself, shit, that actually would be very nice to really snatch if he wants to play for a big market team. Unfortunately, he chose the wrong fucking team, and look how that turned out.
I mean, I don't know his story. Did he have multiple teams reach out to him, or
I think multiple. I think
when he first joined. Because if that's the case, why did you pick the fucking Angels? Wow. Ridiculous. I have no idea.
So there was 4 teams that actually. Wait, this was. No, actually, that ain't it.
So 4 teams.
Knowing that Ohtani.
Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, so he's at 28 now. He made his debut right now.
2018, I think. Yeah, there were 7 teams.
And damn, 17.
7 teams that tried to get him: the Seattle Mariners, the San Francisco Giants, the LA Dodgers.
Figured.
The San Diego Padres. Imagine.
Well, that ain't happened.
The Angels, obviously. The Chicago Cubs. I mean, in 2018, the Cubs would have been really good if he were on that team.
I mean, yeah.
And sorry, Arku, but the last team was the Texas Rangers.
That's tough. That is tough.
So the Rangers and the Mariners and the Angels, 3 teams in one division, tried getting him.
That's well, that's tough. That's
jeez.
And 20, yeah.
And he picked the fucking Angels.
Like Larry, you could have went to a team. Well, it's kind of ironic.
You could have went to the Dodgers.
Now looking back at it, he might be a Dodger.
They were going to the World Series at that time.
Like, would have been a perfect. Well, that's been a perfect opportunity. But then again, that's really tough to see. But then again,
wow.
We'll have to see because man, I know he's going to ask a ton if he does when I think he might be a free agent after this year if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
I don't think the Mets will because from my understanding, they are way over the budget because of how much money they spent. I mean, you already invested like 2 years, 80 plus million with Justin Verlander, and let's turn out to be a terrible idea. Francisco Lindor is overpaid as shit.
Yeah, the Mets aren't getting Shohei Ohtani,
and the fact that you traded away a guy like JD Davis, who actually was not bad for the Mets at third base, but yet trading away to San Francisco, and now that they brought in Luke Voigt on a minor league deal, it's just like, oh boy. And and Mets fans are still dealing with Daniel Vogelbach. Mario Mauricio's now hurt. I mean, I really don't think if I could see one team getting Ohtani, I definitely think it's going to be the Dodgers. I think they really do have the money to do so. Because I mean,
yeah, just those teams that buy their players, basically. Dodgers, Yankees,
and I've seen. Yeah, that's really tough to see.
Red Sox, maybe.
With what money do the Red Sox want to bring or give a guy like Ohtani?
Yeah,
I don't think they have any. Like, it depends on what Shohei is asking for. Because I think he'd be the first $600 million man. Because
I mean, I read something that
because I think remember I think we saw this once before. We got like Juan Soto who won at least $500 million. I don't think he never got that.
I mean, yeah, obviously,
but like I said, that also goes back to the pot. Who knows? They might move on from him again. Who knows? That's going to be.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, I read something that Ohtani is going to demand at least $500 million. So yeah, he's going to get his payday.
And that's just for Yorku. It's going to be for teams that actually want him. It also depends, and like I said, that also depends at the he's going to be a free agent after this year if the Angels decide if somehow collapse in the worst way possible, which I'm going to call right now. I
think he is a free agent.
I think so. I think it might be.
Let me check.
I know he picked up his option, which is good for this year.
Let's see. Yeah, he is.
Figure after this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
currently on a 1-year, $30 million deal.
Even though
it was.
Oh yeah, that's right. To avoid arbitration.
Yeah. So 1 year, $30 million. That's his contract right now, and then he's a free agent after this year.
Mm-hmm. So
let me see if hello.
Gonna be tough to see.
Everybody should just look.
See there, it's gonna be a race for Ohtani. Is basically what this next off season holds. Because we have a couple guys. I think we do have. Take a look. I mean, we do have a couple guys that are becoming free agent after the end of this year. I know Noel's one of them. I know that for a fact.
Oh wow! I just read something that the Oakland A's currently have nobody on a $100 million contract right now.
That's tough. Because they're still in that Moneyball BS.
Their owners, he's always been a cheap.
I mean, that's kind of been the rumors I've been seeing, but with Juan Soto, because let's be real,
He's having a shit year.
So you ain't kidding.
Gosh.
So free, because right now, so right now we have guys, or we have 5 guys actually, or well, one's got a club option, that's Kingery, and let's be real, one.
Well,
Freeze, I don't mind bringing it back on another 1 or 2 year deal because it's been okay. Nola, I don't know. I think he can go elsewhere. Kimbrel, I would not hesitate to bring back on another 1 year deal. Harrison, he can walk. The dude's going to be 36 anyways. So I mean,
all right, let's take a look at this. We don't have that many undrafted. We don't have that many unrestricted free agents after this year. So Evan Longoria, that doesn't matter.
yeah.
Nick Ahmed, we don't really need him. We have Perdomo for the future. Mark Melancon on a mutual offer.
Oh, Mark Melanson, he's washed.
Or Melanson, whatever. Yeah, I don't want him on this team anymore either. Andrew Chafin on a club option for next year. If he continues, hopefully we bring him back. Zach Davies on a mutual. Andrew Chafin.
I think he should serve to stay. Zach Davies can go.
Yeah, Zach Davies on a mutual offer, which we're probably not going to do that.
No, especially after this year. Good lord.
The only unrestricted free agent that really matters for us next year is Lourdes Gurriel.
Yeah, that's
the only one. Everyone else, they're either in arbitration.
I would not be opposed to bringing his ass back to Philly. Bamboo Brad, for whatever reason, we always somehow hit better when he brought that bamboo plant in the damn locker room. Even though it kind of pissed me off that we had to sign a 2-year deal with Texas, which just sucks.
Yeah,
but yeah, like you said, I think Lourdes Gurriel, I do think it's going to be. I would say I could see like a 2 or 3 year deal you could probably offer him. Because I think, was he like 28, 29, somewhere around that age range? Because if you can do that, I mean, you can still at least get some decent years out of him before you can see his game starts to break down. So I wouldn't be opposed if the Diamondbacks will give him like a 2 to 3 year deal. Now the value, it could be up in the air depending on how we finish this season.
So I want to see, what position do you think that your team needs a lot, like the most?
Definitely starting pitching, because our rotation stinks. Because I mean,
starting pitching. Okay, let me look at the free agents for next year.
Because I mean,
okay, let's see. Obviously, Ohtani, 2-way player.
Nola's going to be a free agent as part of this free agent class as well after the end of the season.
So key free agents next year for starting pitchers: Jack Flaherty, Lucas Giolito.
That's the kind of guy I actually wanted the trade deadline. Actually,
Clayton Kershaw, he's washed.
I think he's a dude's a lifer as it is.
German Marquez.
Oof. When healthy, he's actually pretty a solid pitcher. Just get his ass out of Colorado.
Shohei Ohtani, obviously. Max Scherzer on an opt-out option. Blake Snell. Ross Stripling.
Oof, honestly, I would not mind getting a guy like Ross Stripling towards the back end of the rotation, because our fourth and fifth spot of the rotation kind of has been kind of weak.
Julio Urias is a free agent too.
Oh wow, I didn't know that he's going to be a free agent.
Him and Clayton Kershaw are both free agents. If the Dodgers can't bring one of those guys back, then that is wow.
I think the one guy I think they're going to bring back is definitely Clayton Kershaw. The dude, like I said, the dude's the life for the last decade and a half with that organization. So
with a guy like Urias, he's like in his mid-20s, he's going to demand a lot of money.
Yeah, especially in a pitcher's market where you got some really good names that are.
It's the Dodgers though. They have the money. Honestly.
To be quite honest, So like I said, I mean, it's going to be interesting what this all season holds. Because like I said, Giolito, I would not mind having him because, I mean, let's be real. The dude's getting wasted away. Let's be real. The Chicago White Sox are the armpit of Chicago.
Wow, look at the shortstop free agents next year.
Oh boy.
You got Tim Anderson, Javier Baez, Brandon Crawford, Paul DeJong, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and Ahmed Rosario. Jeez. Tim Anderson is out of there.
So where is like who needs?
Well, actually, it says on here it's a club option, so most likely he'll be back with the White Sox next year.
Follow that. But Javi Baez, I mean, he does have an opt out for $25 million.
He hasn't been that good though.
I've always said, if you look at those Cubs teams the last few years, Rizzo's been okay, but hasn't really been what he once was. Chris Bryant, let's be real, it's been kind of washed, but it's been pretty decent with Colorado. But Javi Baez, ever since he left Chicago, left the Cubs, he has not really been the same since then. I mean, if you looked at some of these guys that have left that World Series team,
everyone that left that team
have not been great.
I haven't heard of Chris Bryant since he signed that contract.
Even though, funny enough, because we're in the running to get Chris Bryant, but he decided to choose Colorado. Really, you could have gone to a contender.
Yeah.
And not Colorado. First of all, Colorado got to do nothing till their owner wants to sell the team.
I'm convinced it was the money that made him want to go there.
Yeah.
But guess who's also a free agent for the Dodgers next year? Max Muncy.
I think he might go elsewhere. I could see that.
So the Dodgers got a lot of shit to deal with.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. See who else. Joey Gallo, who gives a shit? Cody Bellinger. I thought he signed a 2-year deal with Chicago.
1 year. It was a prove it deal.
Designated hitters.
Jason. David Peralta is going to be a free agent. I forgot about that. Wow, Daniel Hudson's still there? I did not remember seeing him at all.
Aroldis Chapman. Wow, he needs to retire.
I wouldn't say that.
He still pitches crazy. It's just
he could have got. Shit, I would not mind having him in my bullpen. Another lefty flamethrower.
Josh Hader, relief pitcher.
He's been terrible.
Yeah.
And again, that's the incompetent Milwaukee front office. And now, don't be surprised if Milwaukee will find a way to move on from Corbin Burns. Because let's be real, this team, we can't buy into what this Brewers team is selling. Right now they're unrestricted free agents. You got Jesse Winker, Brian Anderson's an unrestricted free agent, Victor Carantini, Julio Teheran. I completely forgot he was still in the league. Darren Ruff, Alexander Claudio, and Tyler Naquin's their unrestricted free agents. You have Wade Miley on a $10 million mutual option and a 2.5 club option for Justin Wilson.
Jeez, so the year after next year, look at the starting pitchers that are available. Shane Bieber, Walker Boiler, Corbin Burns, Garrett Cole. This is the year after next year. Jeez. So many good guys available. And for you guys, Zach Wheeler's a free agent year after next year.
I think we might be giving him an extension. I really hope so, because I think they've just been a workhorse for this rotation the last few years. Because if Nolan can't do it, Marcus Stroman's going to be an unrestricted free agent, and he's another guy I would not mind having at the back end of the rotation. He's only 33, but he still can give you what he can give. Jeez. Garrett got a $36 million opt-out. Jesus Christ. Merrill Kelly's got a $7 million club option.
Good options.
He's 36.
Who?
Merrill Kelly's 36. Doesn't really look like it.
Yeah.
That's tough. Then again, it really doesn't look like it, but he's been pretty decent.
He doesn't play like it.
That's what I'm saying. Herman Marquez. Well, luckily, Zach Davis is you got one. Well, if you decide to trade him, someone else can deal with another year of his bum ass.
Yeah.
Because I mean, hey, even John Means is a free agent in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Walker, yeah, man, Milwaukee, they got some things they got to discuss. I mean, you got Brandon Woodruff's been one of their better pitchers behind Corbin Burns, and he's going to be a free agent as well in 2025. They got to keep one or the other.
Yeah.
Mike Levinger, kind of washed. Corey Kluber, just hang it up. I'm sorry, like he doesn't have the same stuff as he used to have. He's going to be 39 very soon.
For sure.
Alex Cobb, he's another guy I would not mind taking a flyer on like a 1 or 2 year deal, cheap deal. Because I mean,
yeah, we probably won't bring Carson Kelly back. He's a free agent soon too.
I mean, because you're pretty much set it for the future for your catch at the catching position is Gabriel Moreno.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, I bet trading Paul Goldschmidt for fucking Carson Kelly was all worth it.
Yeah, that kind of really look ugly for you guys. At
least Goldschmidt had one good year last year.
That is true. Before on his way out, and then once an MVP, a couple years later,
won the MVP, and then gosh,
but. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting what this all season holds. But yeah. So I'm going to hop off because I got to get ready for working.
11 already. Jeez.
It's 2 a.m. over here. Hey, that's the downside to living on the East Coast, or always 3 hours ahead. Yep. But man, it's been pretty nice to chopping up for a little bit after a quick frustrating ass whooping on you guys.
You guys were pissed off.
Yeah, for fucking up JT's cycle. Which let's be real. If JT didn't have the cycle, we've been having had a guy hit the cycle.
You guys had every guy on your team get at least one hit tonight. It's like Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's so that's kind of but outside of that,
see 2 more games. So
we'll see how Game 3 goes with Ranger Suarez and Merrill Kelly,
and then Game 4, hopefully Zach Gallen. But we'll see.
And Zach, actually, let me check on that because I know tomorrow is Kelly and Suarez.
Yeah, tomorrow's Kelly. Who?
I can double check that on you.
Yeah, we'll see.
So it's Kelly and Suarez. Nola and Nelson.
Oh my.
R. Nelson.
Ryan Nelson.
Yep.
Oh my fucking god. Well, best case scenario, we tie with you guys. There's no way we're winning with Ryan Nelson pitching.
Well, that depends if Nola doesn't shit the bed. Because holy crap, the dude's been. Woo-hoo.
His last game was good, Ryan Nelson, but it was against Detroit, so I'm not.
Yeah, it's you can't really take that for granted because everyone can beat. Well, except for except for Atlanta, who can't even beat them.
Yeah, they lost on a walk-off, if I remember.
That's tough.
And then their game got delayed for like hours today.
And so far, so they got a doubleheader on Wednesday. They've lost 6-5, and let's see. And see who actually started that game. Actually, wow, how'd you get beat by Angler? Even though Alex Lang got the win.
Wait, who?
For Tigers got their closer Lang got the win, and Joel Jimenez got the loss. But it was Angler and Charlie. Well, I figured because Charlie Martin. Jesus, I'm surprised how this dude has to hang it up. Wow. The dude had decent year with us before he tore his hamstring. And this was way before the DH came into play, and ever since then, he hasn't really been the same since. Oh boy! Mm-hmm. But we'll see. We'll see how the games 3 and 4 go because our goal right now is try to take 3 or 4. I mean, worst case scenario is split, but we'll see. We'll see, man.
Yep.
But if you want to ever pop on for the MLB draft, shit, just let me know.
We're picking 12th. I'm really gonna have to see who. I'm really gonna have to look at the prospects now.
Oh, definitely. I highly recommend because for me, the way I always find out is try to watch as much college baseball as much as I possibly can. You know, with guys like Paul Skeens, even though the fact that, let's be real, Tulane, oh, good Lord, that team was just god awful. Went 19-40 in the regular season, but somehow snuck their way in. And, and let's be real, got outbeat by LSU, and obviously for good reason, because LSU is one of the best in college baseball. I think they're still up there with Vandy, but I think Vandy's just still a baseball powerhouse, in my honest opinion. I mean, that's more of a pitching factory than anything else. But we'll see. But Tierra, man, it's been a pleasure having you on. I got to get ready for work. Yep. And guys, have not checked them out, make sure to check out Always Arizona Sports. If you guys want to see this dude constantly ranting and raving on all things Arizona.
Football's coming up, so I'm going to.
Yeah, so you're going to see a lot of that. And we'll see you guys at the end of the year, pretty much, in Philadelphia.
All right. Yep.
Because I might be going to that game. We'll see.
At least we'll have Kyler for that game, but it won't even matter. So.
Yeah, but that being said, I'll see you guys later.
Later.